Welcome to Going Beyond. Thank you so much for joining us today. In my studio, I have Harish, who's here with me. He is going to talk to me about the business that he runs, and it's quite a mammoth, giant business, despite what he's been telling me off camera. But his main interest has been robotics and the automated systems that the world so badly depends upon these days. So thank you very much, Harish, for coming in here. I appreciate your time. I know you're a very busy person, but you've started off your whole life being interested in robotics, haven't you?
Yeah.
And robots, yes.
Yep. So when I was growing up, right, I used to tinker with things. I used to fix those Sony tape recorders and stuff. Of course, I destroy them, and people get upset about it, and I got beaten too. But point is, anything that was electronics and that had movement in it always captured my attention, and I wanted to dig deeper. So I always break things, right?
Right.
So then eventually at high school, when I joined high school, I said, okay, fine, I'll do computer science, something to do with electronics. And I graduated. I did my engineering in electronics and communication. Well, at that time, computer science was really hot, but I don't want to do something sitting in front of a desk. I wanted to get my hands dirty, build something that could make our lives better. Some machine, right? So that's what drove me since then. And eventually I did masters. Now I run this company. We try to make lives better for people.
Right, okay. But I'm interested in the robotics part of it. Explain that to me, because to the uninitiated, robotics can mean so many different things. Explain it to me, please.
In simple words, your fan is a robot. A printer is a robot. Anything that can move, that could create motion with electricity, with or without software, doesn't matter. And also makes our life easier, right? That gives us comfort or makes our life better than what used to be, is all a robot. Any machine.
Right.
Right?
So when you started, how many years ago was that now, when you started your company?
So I started this company in 2014 in a basement, 2 guys.
Where, in America or in India?
In India,
Okay.
So I moved back after my stint in the US, where I learned robotics. I studied, and I worked with a couple of robot manufacturing companies. I learned the designing of robots, installing them, programming them. So with that background, I came back to India, and I said, well, India is a developing country. There's a lot of need for such things. So I started this in 2014 with 2 people in a basement. Now I have a decent sized factory with 80 engineers and offices in 3 different countries.
Well, right, you've expanded really incredibly so, you know, all over the world virtually. So how is it possible that, I'm presuming that you're headquartered here in Chennai, how do you cope with all these different companies of yours that are all over the world? I mean, is it possible? Is it easy? Must be hell.
Well, it's a tough job.
I can imagine,
It's not easy. We got 4 different time zones.
Yes.
But we have reliable, good people in each of these places. And robotics is now not just a single commodity. You have to bring in a lot of other parts to the robot to make it completely functional. For example, you want to pick up the glass, look at it or whatever. So it's just not the arm that picks it up. You have to have some fingers to pick it up. You need to feel the force, the weight. So there's a whole lot of things that go into it, and we source it across the globe. Germany, Japan, China, US. So it's, our manufacturing plant is here, but some of the parts come from different parts of the world.
Right.
So yeah, it does get tough to coordinate all of this.
Indeed, I'm
but
sure.
we have the right people, and like I said, I've told this multiple times, I'm just face to the company, but everybody who's working for us are the main, say, foundation or the platform.
But you're the guy who started it all. Come on,
but
Harish.
without them,
no modesty, please.
I try, but I can only show the way.
Okay.
But if they don't walk the path, I'm nowhere. I'm still stuck.
So in these various countries, there's, for instance, if you're manufacturing something here for, say, for the German market or for the European market or wherever it is, do you actually have to do it as per their instructions, as per their demands, as per their wants and requirements? Is that how it works?
Yes, it is. So every country has their own specifications, including a wire color. It's some countries have red, some countries are blue. You know that?
Yeah,
so
really?
so it does change.
Yes, yes.
I need to our machines should conform to that law. I mean to that specifications of that country, or else we don't get certified. So the CE certification, UL certification, a lot of that is part of the IEC certification. So all of that are very different from country to country. So we do have all those. Luckily, we have those specifications. So when a customer from Germany, we follow that norms, and then when it's from the US, of course the voltage is different.
Yeah.
The wire color, everything is different. So we follow those norms. So depending on which country we're getting an order, we do have the resources and the specifications that we work with.
So how big is your manufacturing unit right here in India then?
So right now we have a 60,000 square feet factory.
60?
Yeah, 60.
That's huge.
Two different 30,000 buildings.
Huge.
It's not a single piece. So, but it's in the same land, the parcel. It's in Oragadam. It's in the 𝗶𝗀 area.
Right.
Very close to a couple of other big industrial majors over there. And we have about 80 engineers. So we don't manufacture with a machine shop per se. We outsource to some of them in Ambattur, and we get them to our factory and we assemble
Some components come to you via other.
Yeah.
But isn't that the way it operates in manufacturing?
Yep. You can't make everything by yourself. You have to depend on MSMEs to help you out. So yeah, we use a lot of MSMEs in Ambattur to help us out. Yeah.
So that generates really local business, doesn't it, in a way?
Yes, it does. It does. It's really helpful. So the guys over there work literally 3 shifts in certain cases to help us out. Yeah.
Right. My only context in my mind when you say robotics, I think of the surgeons who are using robotics and somebody else who's using robotics, and 2 lakhs has been added up onto your bill because it's done robotically and all that. Is that true? I mean, is it, really?
So robots are, like I said, a
The
fan can be a
applications,
robot,
tell me about the
right?
different applications.
So yeah, like I said, fan is a robot, printer is a robot, right? So that's a very generalized term. But if you want to go deep into the term robotics,
yes,
it's wide. It's really a
wide
huge. It's wide open, right? So you have humanoids that mimic human behavior, human motion, and that can do pretty much what a human can do.
So that is a robot.
That is a humanoid. That's a subdivision of robot.
Ah,
right?
Okay.
So that's what I said. So when you have robots, it can be broadly classified as stationary robots, mobile robots, right? And in mobile robots, it can be broadly classified with wheeled robots. Drones is a robot,
Really?
but that's air, wheel, air. The underwater ones are called, I think it's called WAV or something like that. That's a robot too. That's underwater. And then you have the humanoid, which is the 2-legged one, and you have the quadruped one, which walks like a dog. You've seen a lot of videos.
Yes, you see that all the time. Yes.
So you have the 4-legged, 3-legged, 2-legged ones. You have the wheeled ones. You have the flying ones. You have the underwater ones.
So I mean, where does it end for somebody like you then? Where does it end?
So yeah, we specialize in a certain type of robots. So those are mobile robots.
Okay.
So what we specialize is in the industrial robot.
Okay.
So where industries utilize these robots to assemble, handle.
Automotive?
Yeah, majorly automotive.
Okay.
But in the recent past, we've had a lot of the electronics and semiconductor industry. Semiconductor industry has been using it for a long time, but now it's more on the electronic side, which is like, say, laptop manufacturing, phone manufacturing, router manufacturing, server manufacturing. Any and all. You want to make a laptop, you have a bunch of robots, put in the base chassis, put in the screen, put in the motherboard, put in the hard drive, slam it, screw tighten it, send it out.
Where the devil does a simple human being come in then?
Yeah, so human beings, right?
Are you needed at all?
Yeah, you are, yes, of course. Not everywhere, not everything can be done by a robot.
Good, makes my heart
that's one thing that everybody asks.
Yes.
Is the robot are the robots going to steal my job?
Taking over.
Are they going to take over? My answer is no. So I have simple two-pronged answer to this. So there was a time when there was no ATM,
Yeah.
right? There were
Right.
tellers, there were cashiers in a bank. Now, when ATM came, did they lose jobs?
No.
No. What did they do? They went to do other jobs like sell insurance, handle other things, other bundled up products that a bank would do. 10 years ago, did you have a social media manager?
No.
No, you have now. So when technology grows and new things come in, new jobs are created. Robots are old technology. They're not taking out jobs. What they're doing is helping people do better things. For example, a robot can do welding non-stop, 365 days. A human operator cannot do welding like that. He's going to burn his lungs, burn his ears, burn his eyes, and probably get sick. We're only giving him the opportunity to make his life better, to do something else rather than a life-threatening job. A robot can lift about 500 kilos of product. Can a human do it?
No.
We're letting him do other things, better things, learn different things that can make his life better, grow his career, rather than just lift and move things that are 500 to 50 kilos.
As well
That's
as,
what robot does.
am I getting this right, that then that human being can even enhance the powers and the capacity of the robot? Can that happen then? Say if you just said 500 kilos. So can you then, Harish, give me a robot that can pick up 1,000? Or is that possible then? Can you make him better, the robot better?
There are machines that are called exoskeletons that
Yes.
can be strapped around the human,
Okay.
and it can enhance his lifting capacity. But the technology is not affordable yet, but I think it'll get there.
Right.
It does help with a lot of people with knee problem, back problem, and it helps in a lot of physiotherapy and
What helps?
this kind of exoskeleton robots.
Oh, really?
They're strapped on, they got a battery pack, and if they have a knee problem, it assists in moving. So it also assists in certain cases the workers to lift more than what they can.
Oh, but I was wondering if the robot can be planned on its own to lift more than the 500 you talked about.
No, the design specifications don't let them. So
Not
if
yet.
a robot, no, not yet. Yes, you're
Yes.
right. So
Not
if
yet.
a robot is spec'd in and designed to lift 500, it will lift 500. If you try to lift 1,000, it breaks
It
down.
won't. Oh, really? Okay, fine. I saw something that said wafer robotic
handling, yeah.
technology. So explain that to me. What does it mean? Do you mean
So,
wafer
yeah.
thin or what?
Oh no, wafer handling. So all your processors, the chips, right?
Yes.
The silicon
Yes.
things which goes into your computers and other electronics, including your memories, they're all made on top of a silicon wafer, like
Okay.
a big 300 mm disc of 1 mm thickness wafer.
That's very thin. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's very thin, and you flick it, it breaks, right?
Okay.
It's really sensitive. And second thing is, you have to be clean room, and which means no dust whatsoever, right? So you can't have an operator like myself go in and touch this because it's not going to work. So you need to be as clean as possible, the whole environment, so that the chips can be made on them, right? And each of these 300 mm can contain a lot of chips, and it's worth, just one of them can be worth more than $1 million. So you got to be sensitive, you got to be fast, at the same time precise. So we have robots to handle these wafers that can move them around for different processes in a semiconductor industry.
So right. So now tell me, in India, are there many outfits like yours that are producing these robotic and automated things that you're talking about, that you're telling me of?
There are many, but there are almost none who can do what we do. So
Why
when you look
are
at
you saying
industrial
that?
robot, when you say industrial robot, most of the companies in India cater to automotive.
Okay.
Spot welding,
Okay, okay.
handling huge things, including the whole car, close to 500 kilos, 1 ton, right? We don't do that. It's a market that's been there for like 3-4 decades. People are there. They're really good experts. I prefer not to compete in that market.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, in India, it's overcrowded. There's no niche in it. Everybody does it.
Okay.
So I prefer not to do what everybody does, right? What differentiates you from the rest, right? That's what I look at. What better we can do, what better than them we can do, right? That's what I look at, the market and my competitors. So automotive was a big market in India. And this is what drove the whole thing, and people were using big industrial robots, spot welding, moving things around, all heavy duty, dirty environment. And my background when I was in the US was purely electronics, semiconductor, clean room, which is a very niche market,
Indeed.
a smaller market at that point of time. But after the whole cell phone industry boom, the IT, the AI, all that boom created a lot of shift from the demand for industrial robots and automotive to electronics, right? Like the laptops, chips, etc. So we focus in that industry.
Right. So now tell me, you have your companies in the US, in Europe, in Singapore, and you're moving into Australia, or you have moved into Australia as well.
Yep.
But I want to ask, how easy is it to, to be having these setups in all these different countries, as opposed to here in India? How easy was it for you, Harish, to set up your outfit here in India as opposed to the other countries?
So to set up a company in different countries was not the problem. It was easy.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Having an official company with bank account and tax numbers and all of that was easy for us. It was hiring of the people.
Really?
Yeah, because we're a small company. We're literally like a startup in that particular country.
Yeah.
And when we do interviews and try to hire people, the first thing they look at is how old are these and can they pay my salary on a regular basis, or are they going to shut shop after a few months and fire me?
Yeah, they come from another land. Who knows how they operate there?
Yeah, so that was my biggest problem, finding good resources in that particular country. And second thing was finding customers. Now, that was tough in the initial stage, and then when we hired the right resources, then the ball started rolling.
Right. So I want to ask you, how respected are Indian businessmen like yourself in these foreign countries?
Very, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you say it's improved from when you first started?
It's been we are in the niche, and luckily Silicon Valley is most of us.
I know, that's
little
right.
India.
I've seen that, yes.
It's little India.
Absolutely.
And interestingly, when my customers in California, Dallas, there are a lot of Indians who actually
Are your customers?
Are my customers, but they work in the different MNCs that we work with. But they're like VP, director, manufacturing, engineering. They're all Indians. So I never had a problem, or we never felt like they were looking at us at a lower level.
There's no apprehension when it comes to dealing with you.
I never had a problem. Maybe others, I don't know. In my case, because I had the infrastructure, because I lived there, I kind of knew how to.
You'd also studied there,
so
you were familiar with the way people
whole
think.
Region,
yes.
So it kind of helped me. Same thing with Dubai, and same thing with Singapore. A lot of the management level people in all the electronics companies and a lot of the manufacturing facilities are all Indians.
Right.
So it was easy for us.
Right, and by and large, I presume that Indians are really very smart people, and I do believe that. Now, you've also made a foray into Australia. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting story. So we are supplying what we call is an automated storage and retrieval systems for laundry. Laundry,
did you say?
Yeah.
Washing of clothes.
Yeah.
Really?
That is the cool part.
Okay.
Nobody's done that before.
Yeah.
So that's what we
cool,
do, right?
yeah.
We try to do what nobody's done it, because that's where you can get some more money.
And how do you get the idea in the first place anyway?
So when you look at things, right, you can automate pretty much anything, right? And how tough is it versus how easy? Most of them take the easy route. That's what everybody can do, and when everybody takes the easy route, your profit margins reduce. When you take the tough route, yes, it's tough. What we call it, no guts, no glory.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good one.
So if you take a leap of faith and with your competencies
Yes.
and the knowledge base, yeah, problems do occur and you have to challenge. And
So how does that work in Melbourne? What are you doing exactly?
So this is for a hotel industry, and this is a company that does laundry for the hotels, where all the towels, the bed sheets and all, they just rolled into a big bin and it comes to this facility. They offload it from the truck and then they put it to wash, right? So once it's dumped into this huge industrial washing machines, it all comes out dry. Oh, so no, wait.
Clean.
It doesn't clean. And then we have certain operators, they have to separate the clothes, like towels.
Physically
Yeah,
separate?
you got to. Yeah, because towels, single bed sheets, you have the doubles, you have the queens, you have the kings, and you have the hand towels, you have the bathrobes. So you got to split them all. And they just hang it on a moving conveyor. And this goes into a dryer. It gets dried, then it goes into another machine that actually automatically folds it.
Wow.
Yeah, completely automated.
Wow. So the number of people you will require would not be that many as you would if you had to physically do it.
Yep, you're right. So washing, drying and folding, completely automated. Because from the washing machine, it's all bundled up.
Yes.
You just need one operator to like separate them, and then everything else is automated. Now, after folding, you have, say, for example, a bunch of 10 towels.
Yes.
Right? Each one has an RFID, so we know how many towels are there, what are the barcodes of these towels, serial numbers per se. These are not going out to the hotel directly right away. They need to be stored clean and safe. And the hotel might order 100 towels after a week or so, we don't know, right? So when they order it, this needs to be picked up, put in a box, and then send it out into a pallet that then gets dispatched to one of the hotels.
So hold a minute. Does this mean then that the towel I'm using in the, I don't know, whatever, say Hilton or whatever, it can go to somebody who's using it to the Ritz-Carlton or going into thing,
so-
or is that how it works? Yes.
Yeah, so each one, that's what I said. So each one is RFID tagged. So they have a set of product which say, for example, Hilton starts with an H and say Ritz starts with an R.
Yeah.
So anything that we read H will be bundled up together and it will be stored. So when they order in 100, we will take 10 of these bundles with the H with each of these barcodes.
So the machine will do that.
We will read them. Yeah, we have barcode readers, RFID readers on all of them. And only after we read and know where they are, we trace the whole thing. So we call this a warehouse management system. And in this case, it's ASRS, so we manage what goes in and comes out.
Sorry to interrupt you. Is that called then the robotics at work? Are those robots? You would consider that those are robots working that system?
Yeah, so robots, again, humanoid is one of them.
Yes,
And you
yes.
have the mobile part of things.
Yes.
And then you have the industrial robots. Under industrial robots, there's about several different categories under that. So this is one of them, yes.
My mind is boggling now, Harish, I can
Yeah,
tell you. It's absolutely boggling. But tell me, would you replicate the Melbourne project that you have? Would you like to do that in other countries? Because it just seems amazing that hotels would just love to have something like that. So are you targeting other hotels in other countries?
We'll be executing one in Sydney, and we've been told we may in Perth. So right now it's Melbourne. So once this is successful, and we'll be moving to Sydney and Perth. This is a business model that I think we can replicate in the US successfully.
Anywhere in the world, really, because
Europe,
hotels
yes.
are all over the world.
Not in
isn't it?
India.
No, why?
Cost, ROI.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so what happens in India, you need two things. A huge area where it's a centralized washing for the whole Melbourne area of all the hotels or a group of hotels, and that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at India, many of these hotels do their own stuff. They don't centralize it, and they feel it's cheaper to do it that way, and probably because we have cheap labor.
Yeah, the labor is cheap, so they can manage it, right? So they
so-
can afford to do it physically. Correct.
So it is
But
more
I'm sure
decentralized.
Is it ever as clean as it would come out? I don't know. I'm just purely, being,
We're using machines in India too.
dry cleaners
I think
and things
maybe
like
okay.
that. No. The way you're saying that, I don't believe that you mean that.
They are clean. If you look at the good hotels, the Hiltons,
the big ones, yes.
yeah, the Hiltons and Hyatts,
But-
they are okay, but the smaller ones may be
Right.
having trouble.
So the whole world, according to you now, is towards robotics and automation. And I'm sure that the sky is the limit for somebody like you. You've got to have a mind that's ticking over morning, noon, and night, and has got me ticking over, not quite morning, noon, and night, but at least for the duration of this interview. And I've really been quite fascinated listening to you. It's something I knew nothing about. And I want to thank you,
Thank you.
so very much, Harish,
so much.
for being so patient.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for your time.
For answering all my questions.
I tried.
Such very silly questions, but nevertheless, I want to thank you for your time today. Well, that's all I have time for, unfortunately, with Harish. He's been quite fascinating to talk to, and I hope that you out there have enjoyed listening to all that he said. Of course, my mind's boggling a little bit, but that doesn't matter really, because at the end of the day, this is what Going Beyond is all about. And so until the next time, you take care. Bye for now.